Everyone, hope everything is going well. You guys and gals know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. I was sent this by Richard Perez. He's one of my followers. And this was really interesting. I never even heard of this. Or actually, there were rumblings that I was told about this, or some tinfoil hat people were talking about that I heard over a year ago. And it says LeBron James accused of using PEDs by former UFC fighter. We have the same drug guy. That's interesting. Former UFC fighter, I'm butchering his name. Sorry if I say it wrong. Charles Sonnen is making some serious accusations against NBA star LeBron James. Sonnen, who was busted using PEDs during the time with the UFC, went on to the Flagrant podcast and claims LeBron uses EPO. According to Sonnen, he and LeBron have the same drug guy. The world understand what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, oh, but that doesn't matter. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter. We have the same drug guy, know exactly what he's doing. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you could play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth quarter just like you did in the first quarter. It is the king of performance enhancers. That is really interesting. And also, he was talking about John Jones. John Jones, he accused him of using PEDs in 2013. So, this is very interesting. And another high named athlete, or an athlete that is very prominent, Peyton Manning, was accused of using HGH in 2016. This report came out. And once again, this was from one of my subscribers. I think it's like Blaze123. He's a follower of mine on YouTube. And it basically had HGH sent to the home of Peyton Manning's wife for maybe anti-aging. So there's rumors that he used it, and some people said that okay, it was maybe for his neck or whatever, right? But it's just really interesting. Like, we have sports cards. There's hanky panky, no doubt about that. You know, some people get really upset at me for talking about the hanky panky. I am free to talk about it because there's no conflict of interest on my end regarding this, right? Other people, there's a conflict of interest where you can't talk about it, you can't get employment, you can't get sponsorships. I understand that. But for me, I don't have my hands tied behind my back. So, I talk about the hanky panky. So, if it's happening in sports cards, hanky panky is going down in sports. And now, in terms of, people want to invest in sports cards. LT and I'm gonna go on his channel on Saturday night, but we always talk about, what you want to invest in. And he always talks about, hey, LeBron James, right? Regardless of his politics, right? And I'm just thinking, okay, right now we're pretty much at pre-pandemic cost, right? What it was, I showed you this chart the other day, right? LeBron James tops Chrome. This was in early March, about 7 grand card. It's what is it? 310, 6350. What is it today? 37, 5800. So 3 year difference, it's actually down. That's interesting. So the market's been down, and LeBron James has won a title in that time frame, and he has passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I get it, it's more macro with everything opening back up, the economy, higher interest rates, everything taking a dip. So, that's what's going on with sports cards, but it's quite interesting. Theoretically, if LeBron James, they come after him, I don't think the establishment will come after him or the NBA elite. They won't. They always protect this guy, right? And they always make him look in a positive light. And I don't think they want to do that to who I believe is top two. I'd say MJ 1, LeBron 2. Some people have a difference on that. But if LeBron James theoretically was outed for using PEDs, what would happen to his price? Now, this becomes a situation where that is potentially one risk, despite LeBron James' fantastic career. I mean, did he use PEDs? Right now, it's only one accusation. This guy could just be talking out of his rear end, but it's a serious allegation. If you're saying that, hey, look, we use the same guy, and media's not covering it. LeBron James, from my understanding, did not respond to this. That is huge news. And LeBron James could, through his attorney, tell this guy, hey, cut it out. You didn't see that. Right? If you're an athlete and you didn't use PEDs and someone made that accusation, right? I would assume that these guys would have their lawyers telling them, hey, cut it out. I didn't use it. So I didn't use it. Why are you saying this? I didn't see that on LeBron's part. Now, once again, if you remember, the establishment props this guy up. They put him in a positive light. If you look at someone like Kyrie Irving, right? Yeah, he said some things that may tick people off. He's done things that have ticked people off. But the media perception of him is in a very negative light. The perception of Aaron Rodgers is in a very negative light. Especially, he goes on Pat McAfee's program and then talks about creepy Lady Maxwell's buddy, right? And I was shocked that he did so because he's still playing in the NFL, right? So the media comes after Aaron Rodgers because he goes against the crowd. So you're looking at all of this, and you have to keep in mind, the risk that you are getting involved with. Okay. Now, once again, since LeBron is protected by the media, I think this risk is low, but you still need to take into consideration some news like this before you go speculate in a player, right? You need to know all your risks and all your rewards before getting into this game, in my opinion. And ultimately, if you don't look at risk reward, especially, younger guys, I mean, LeBron James is the older guy, but like John Morant, right? His card prices are probably going to tank further. I have to probably do a video on this, but these young guys, right? They're one injury away from destroying their career. They're one stupid decision away from hurting their reputation, like John Morant. You're one not decision. I mean, you're one step away from going on the path to becoming a Hall of Famer to then an average player. I mean, Jay Williams, who's now on ESPN, from my understanding, he was drafted by the Chicago Bulls. He was a great prospect coming out of Duke, but he got into a motorcycle accident and he never could play basketball. That Bulls team, actually, if Jay Williams was able to play, they're drafting all these young players in the early 2000s. They could have gone somewhere, in my opinion, but it is what it is. I mean, they even had Elton Brand at one point. So if you look at all of this, you have to, before you make that decision, just look at all these guys and see what's the risk versus the reward, because a lot of it's not preached. Anyways, guys and gals, let me know what you think. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Thank you. Bye.